So does anyone else have that mindset that we're only going to be getting 5 to maybe 6 good animes every seasonal split? Okay, perfect. I'm not the only person thinking that. Alright, so what is up, guys? So this is the video where I'm going to be talking about should you be watching this particular seasonal anime, and in this case it is going to be should you be watching I'm Standing on 1 Million Lives! And no spoilers.
Got him! Got him!
You are watching a master at work.
So let's just begin with the plot. So the story starts out with the typical edgy teen who's been a social outcast and hates the world and has no friends. I'm sure some of you can relate to that. Not naming names. He gets transported to another world, a fantasy world, home to the goblins.
Goblins? Is it goblins? I partake in slaying those.
And other monsters such as dragons and the orcs. He's also called to be a hero by all the townspeople. He finds out that the pretty girl in school is actually the person who sent him here, and they go on a fun adventure.
Ha! Got him!
Alright, that's enough fun about the anime. Let's talk about how they messed this up. Okay, so this is basically where the happiness just ends. And from the title scene of the anime, you see how edgy this intro is, and you get to see why it's a bit darker themed of an anime. The kids all have sucky powers to begin with, but they have infinite lives, making this kind of busted and you would think pretty easy of a job to do, but it's not still. So here is the rule of the show. If they all happen to die at the same time, they die in real life. Their real life. Generally, it's just one rule to kind of follow. Seeing just how bad the team generally is, the main lead decides to take matters to his own hands and gets a bit darker. He realizes just how dangerous the situation is and decides to sacrifice his team, in game of course, so they can actually live in real life. He really reminds me a lot of that solo queue monster in Rank, who doesn't care about anyone else's happiness. Thank you. All in all, the general plot is pretty much okay and generic. It's the typical isekai, but mainly survival game genre of a strategy. And I'm just gonna say this now, the survival genre really isn't a good genre in general, but you know this already because I already explained it in my Darwin's Game review. So yeah, all in all, it's not really given a good shot here. Lastly, this guy is weirdly out of place. Like, why? The characters. I can't be more blunt than this. I hate these characters, and they're really the reason why this show is kinda sucky. Like, generally, I hate all of these characters. Each kid here has some sort of problem, and yes, I get it, to some extent. But their reasoning is not sound. So let's go through the freaking list, starting with you, or the typical girl next door pretty girl. She was a troublesome kid who had gangster older brothers, and because of their less than stellar tenured at school, the teachers there all remember them and decide to harass her because of them. She then has a senpai come help her through her problems, but because of anime, she shortly dies. Why? 'Cause anime. This had a nice build up for the next episode, and they really dropped the ball on her character here. I feel like this is one of the last straws with the show and why it's honestly not that good. Like, this could have been a really good moment to shape the character and really build back up the show and give her a reason to really develop more and motivation, and we can look more into the model student as a character. And this will also help out the main lead because she's doing well as the side character, or side main lead. But this moment didn't do any of those things, and because of that, the anime now is lacking because of it. This could have turned the generic route the show is going on to and make it stand out a little bit more positively down the line. But like I said, they really dropped the ball on her character. Kusyu. Honestly don't know if I'm saying her name right, and I honestly really just don't care. She was just more or less useless and always scared to fight, and because of that, she was useless. In a survival game where you have to fight and contribute, She goes through a redemption episode where I thought this show would, pull a freaking Goblin Slayer.
I don't like where this is going.
Luckily, they didn't pull one of those, and all is better, I guess. That's better than being how bad it could have been. And honestly, after this moment, I still would just rather her just not exist in the show in general. Or, if anything, have her be used in a way to push the main character's edge factor. Edge. I legit can't find a reason for her being here. She's not the girl next door, the smart one. Even though she wants to become a freaking doctor, she's still not gonna be a good fighter down the line even after this redemption episode. She's just a weak Sakura. And this show ain't Naruto if you haven't been watching. She's quiet, but she's not Hinata either, now is she? All in all, she offers just nothing. Offers just kinda nothing for me. I would have liked her to be maybe even the strategy character, down the line strategy. Yeah, that could be her line. Or anything. I can't find a reason to have her in the show in general. Maybe she even gets killed off. Maybe that could be used for something. I really just don't know. Now, Kahabel, she's a weirdo. And she should be put in one of those special homes where the little, jackets, what I'm talking about? Because she's kind of scary. She can't be left alone with kids. I don't want to be left alone with her. I don't like her. Lastly, this bitch. Yuka. Okay. I have a full thing on Yuka. It's the longest one on any character, but let's go through it. So Yuka. She's the older girl in the school who's having some trouble because she's being bullied. And yes, I know, bullying is a sensitive topic. How do we help and how do we stop it? This ain't really the video for it, and this is not the answer at all in this anime. Our main lead decides to stop her from being bullied, right? I know, stand-up guy. This guy should get some more applaud, some more praise. These girls, we're gonna strip her down naked and blackmail her, and then post it online. Yes, I know, how original. She then turns around and makes friends with the bullies who are gonna blackmail her. How's this, you say? How does she make friends with the bullies? Well, it's by talking shit on the main lead. So instead of thanking him, like you should, or most people would, I guess, even in this very weird and awkward situation, I will say that, she talks shit about a common enemy of the bullies. And throughout the anime, she's constantly not contributing or just mad at the main lead for getting power-ups and, doing stuff while she's kind of just talking mess in the background. I guess she gets better later on, but that's in the manga, by the way. Oh yeah, she's also a Twitch streamer, by the way. I know, likable person all around. Also, I forgot to mention, the reason why she got bullied by these girls was because she was talking shit about the main girl in the group on her Twitch stream. Twitch link down below, by the way. Some of you might also be saying, you're going too hard on her. She's being bullied. You don't know what it's like to be in high school and be bullied and be me. Oh my gosh. I lastly have to say, me and the 86% of my viewers, quote and speak, subscribers, I don't know how YouTube does it. No, motherfucker. What it's like to be in high school. I've been bullied myself. The only way you survive this shit is either you throw some hands, be in a group, adult help, I don't know, therapy, counseling. She took none of them. She's not trying to get any help, and then she just brushes shit off. I hate her. I don't like her. I generally don't like her character. The build up to it was gonna be great. I thought, okay, so they dropped the ball on 2 characters. They can't drop it a 3rd time. They did. I'm just like, okay, so you giving me really nothing to watch except for the main lead kind of kill people. It's nothing here. I'm sorry. Based on the manga. Now, this is where I spill the beans on the manga, and shockingly enough, the manga is way better, storing way more content than the anime is really gonna get to. Like, I can already chop this one as why this one didn't get a season 2 already. I already got the freaking thumbnail made. I'm ready because I know it's probably is not getting a season 2. Like, I thought by chapter 50 I'd be getting to the 12th episode, like really most mangas kind of do. But surprisingly enough, that is not the case. By chapter 5, we're getting the end of episode 4, and the anime is supposed to be getting better, actually, if you keep reading a little bit. Like, EU, I don't know how I'm gonna say her name, honestly, I don't know how it's pronounced, but she gets a sword and starts to actually kind of help and contribute, dare I say body, with the group. Kusu, honestly, these names, I don't know how to say them, but she's still gonna be kind of trash, if, Kahabel, she actually kind of develops and she seems more like a human a little bit, in a weird way. She's not really gonna be a main character, she's just a side character. But I actually, by reading the manga, can now tolerate Yuka's character a little bit. And there's actual points where the main lead, Yusuke, and right, this is the first time I'm actually saying his name, he feels regret for like the first time for being a killjoy edgelord. The cast gets bigger, and the manga actually explains where exactly the characters are at, and how exactly the skill works in this game. It really does have an RPG kind of feel to it, and I really do appreciate it, and I like that a lot. The anime really doesn't get the same shine like the manga does in terms for RPG and stuff like that. Cool, whatever. I'm sorry to hear about that. It's still going to be mediocre at best. They are giving effort and trying to make it good, so I really don't want to hate on this anime all too much, or really try and dig into the anime, dig into the problems of this anime. So I'll just answer the question, should you watch I'm Standing on a Million Lives? Not really. It's a 2 out of 5. This is like my main thought of anime reviews and why I really don't do episode reviews, because I really don't think you can actually review an anime in one episode, and doing them, it destroys reviews in general. But after watching this anime, I feel like I can properly review this anime after 4 episodes. And I really didn't think you could do that. But with this anime, I feel like you can actually do that. And that's kind of sad to say.